Oh, is it recording me now? It is. It is recording me. I didn't expect that to work so easily. Well, anyways, this is pretty much my first video. Not really. I've made other videos in the past, but none exactly like this. There was one that was similar on another channel, a much more successful channel, much larger. It has hundreds of subscribers, but that is besides the point. The way that channel is formatted wouldn't fit videos such as this. Normally I try and link this channel, but that's anyways, for a first video on this channel, August Conscious, uh, I, I'll, sorry, I'm not very good at speaking, but, I'll detail some of my odd dreams that were odd, and in my dreams, a common thing that occurs in them is that my, no, I gain these powers that are godlike, but kind of at will, and it's when I'm inconvenienced by others mainly. For example, there's one. I was on the front steps of my house and I was speaking with my cousin that I haven't spoke to in several months, but at the time I was somewhat speaking to him, and what I was saying was, at the time I had the dream, but what I was saying to him, it wasn't important as I forgot, but while we were speaking, a random crackhead, he came over and he shot me 3 times in the chest. Now, I was very inconvenienced by this fact, and I got up without no pain. I collapsed to the ground at first, but I got up with no pain, and I proceeded to threaten the crackhead. I told him that I was going to kill him, brutally kill him, and he ran away. He ran away when he saw what I could do. Now, earlier in that dream, I was forced to do some type of scavenger hunt thing for a school class sophomore year, I believe. And what I had to do was like searching around a ball pit, kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese place. And I had to search for 1,000 items, and I had to detail them to the instructors. Now, I did not want to do this, and once I gained these powers, and once I was aware of it being a dream, what I did was I mocked them. I mocked the instructors, which is something I never do. I always behave in classes, because I have attention put on me and I don't want that. So what I did to mock them, I just didn't follow their orders. I made fun of them. I did things like this, and it led to my success. Following this, I then left the area and I began to fly. I flew out to a lake behind my house, and that's where I went. I flew off into the horizon. Now, another dream where I flew, at my house as well, there was another homeless man, similar to the one that shot me, and what he did, he went out. Well, I live in a very high esteemed neighborhood, well, like high revenue, because my family is rather wealthy, but that doesn't mean much to me. Anyways, so it's much more odd. What this homeless man was doing, he had a nuclear device, and he kept on blowing it up, killing everyone. But I didn't want him to do this, so I grew wings, and I kept on going back in time, until I thwarted his plan. I believe I killed him, and that is where the dream ended for me, essentially. Another one where I flew was where, for some reason, I was trying to obtain medical marijuana gummies inside of not a 7-Eleven, an On-Q in Oklahoma, and what is the name for it? That's the cashier. Upon seeing that I was not of age to acquire such a thing, he denied me. So I activated these godlike powers. I killed him. Then I obtained them. I obtained the marijuana, and I flew off into the sky Then afterwards, I was in a bathroom, and I was contemplating whether I should take them, but I decided not to, and I flushed them down the toilet. And another strange dream that I have achieved is one where, okay, this is the first one in a long line that I believe are connected. I saw PewDiePie, and in the place of where his eyes were things reflecting a galaxy. Then he got a pistol, he shot himself in the head, and died. Then it went to black for a little bit. It was a strange feeling enveloped me. Then following PewDiePie's death, I found myself levitating above my bed, and the lamp was on. That was about it. I was levitating around 6 feet off my bed. Not 6 feet, I mean 6 inches off my bed. Actually, probably just 1 foot. I never took the time to measure it because it was 5 seconds. And that's where it ended. While I was levitating in the style of Jesus Christ on the cross, as it's shown in many Christian depictions. Sorry, I've been talking for quite a bit, which I usually never do, so my voice sounds odd. I don't talk much. For example, in school settings, I've been completely mute for since 3rd grade, which was quite a long time ago. But anyways, I did that and I achieved victory. Another dream that, well, I didn't achieve victory in the dream where I levitated, it just kind of ended there. Then the second dream connected to it, I had a laptop, and I was looking at the laptop, and I saw 3 racial stereotypes. I recognized one of them, a basic Asian racial stereotype, a white person, and then another white person. This white person was like a fat man in his 30s. He had 4 eyes. They were all black, laid out among them in a spider-like fashion, and a mischievous grin. Then when I looked and I stared at him on the laptop. After that it went to black, and I saw his face in purple circling around in the blackness. And then, following that, in the dream, I got out of my bed. I brought my blanket with me, and I jumped very high in a frog-like fashion, nearly touching the ceiling. And I could continue to do that into the hallway. Then the third and final dream connected to it, which I can't confirm, is where I was in the hallway, and I was in the catwalk, because, I'm in quite a rich house, and I see across from a hallway that's visible from the catwalk, a portal. A being was standing in front of the portal, and it gave me a weird energy, a weird feeling. The being was faceless, completely featureless, and it was generally gray. The portal as well was gray. And I just stared at it, and that's where it ended. Well, I'll give more strange dreams sometime later, possibly 3 or 5 videos detailing them. Then for other uploads, I'll express opinions, stuff, have my thoughts archived. That's it. Goodbye. So, this is my second video, I believe. It is, yes, my second dream on this channel, August Consciousness. August Conscious, I forgot I renamed it, but it is a continuation to my odd dream series. I may make 3 or 5 around that amount. These ones are unscripted. Eventually I'll script my videos, but I'm kind of lazy right now. Anyways, continuing with dreams that I found odd, particularly, there was one that I had when I was around the age of 8, 9, 10, or 11. I don't remember exactly what age I was when I had this dream, but not much can be found. So, I was with my father, and he committed murder. He committed murder earlier in the dream. and he knew he was going to go to jail. So what he did, he got me a gift, and it was this tree, and it was a tree resembling the actor Will Ferrell, and he just gave it to me like, "Do you like Will Ferrell?" And he gave me the tree. I was confused. I didn't want the tree. I was confused why he gave me it, and that's just where it ended. Similar dreams to my dad around the time was one where he sold me off to some shady man that was supposed to kidnap me or kill me. That was rather odd. And, well, yeah, that's all I can really say. It was rather odd, as I see him as a good figure. He's pretty much one of the main people I talk to when I speak, but that's besides the point. Anyways, other dreams I had, this one was similar. Not similar, I mean similar in being odd, but it was where I went back into a historical event in 1999 that took place at a school. And what I did, I saw the two perpetrators of the crime, and I just watched their path. I just watched the path the whole time. I never spoke to them. I never did anything, but I didn't even try to help anyone. I just kept on viewing where they were going, and then I simply changed reality up a bit, and then I left. Nothing really happened. Oh, yes, before that, a voice was talking to me in the bathroom in the dream, and it just gave me some advice, things like that. Another dream where that voice appeared, I was in some sort of video game, not really, but I knew my location was in Britain in the dream, though I don't live in Britain, I live in the United States. And what I did was I bought a pistol, and I remember and I bought a pistol in exactly 15 rounds. I then went to a house, and I saw a sort of video game menu pop up, and I was brought into a sort of mini game where I had to shoot birds and things like that. So I fired 14 rounds, had one, and then following that I just started killing people. For some reason, I'm not exactly sure why. I don't know how I got the extra ammo, it just kind of appeared. I think that's when the powers came in. Then I was at a Dave & Buster's, which I've never actually been to. I went in a Dave & Buster's to hide from my actions, and that's when the voice reappeared. It told me that I was in a dream, and I just simply accepted it as it was. I went to a sign. On the sign, it's rather odd. It just shows a satire of current day politics. It said, "No cis white men may play the games." And I went and checked out the fine print under that sign, and I saw how it was just squiggly lines, and that's how it confirmed that it was a dream. And I also saw former President Barack Obama playing Dance Dance Revolution inside of the Dave & Buster's, and that's where it ended. No. I've had things that are similar to dreams, but it feels like I'm going... The thing is, in these supposed dreams, I'm not... beforehand, I don't even remember sleeping. It was just me, like, sitting down on my bed, and then transported somewhere. One was when I was transported earlier in time to my third period history class. The teacher and the other students were looking at me, and I was confused. I was there for 5 seconds, and I was brought back to where I was. A similar thing was where I was once again sitting in the bed, staring at my wall as I do sometimes, and this one is much stranger. I find myself in a hallway inside of a house that is not mine. A mother I do not recognize tries to speak to me, but I ignore her, and I just go throughout the hallway into my room. From there, once I reach my room, I get on the bed, and I just stare at the door from where I was, and the memory ends. I seem to be around my age in that dream, so it can't really be from the past. What I was wearing may have been grey, I don't really know, but I find it as an odd memory. You know, if there's reincarnation, stuff like that, past lives, that could have been from it, but that's about it. I may try and make some video about my thoughts on afterlives and things like that, but I'm not exactly sure yet. I'll just use this channel for any thoughts I have. I'm thinking of having an unscripted video where it's just me rambling about things completely. These ones are already unscripted, but it'll just be pure rambling. When I made the video yesterday, I was speaking for 9 minutes straight, and it put a little bit of a strain on my voice. Yeah, I'm speaking with my voice like pretty much unfiltered. I try and change my voice sometimes during a few times where I have to talk to others, so it sounds more normal to them. But here I'm not really trying to do that, so it's a less normal voice, but more true. And that's it. This is Odd Dreams number 2, and I have to find any more dreams. Oh, there is another one where my dad, he committed murder yet again. That's the strangest thing, my dad committing murder, and I was with him when he did it. I didn't want him to get caught. We hid in a sewer area, and then eventually cops came and he got arrested. I didn't want that to happen. Then another dream. This one was based somewhat on the anime Serial Experiments Lane, and I was inside of a video game, and I could play as people from Lane. So I was playing as Lane, and I was given a sword, and I was put into a fighting arena. And what I had, there was a baby in front of me, and I killed it with the sword because I was instructed to do so. Then my dog came to me. It was one of my opponents, and I wanted to kill it, but I didn't. I felt bad, I felt remorse, so though I just left it injured. Then a random man appeared as one of my opponents, and I killed him. Though when I was fighting as Lane, my movements were so incredibly slow, probably due to the weakness of her body. So I then switched characters. If you've seen the anime, there's a guy with a gun, and that was the second character. So I just played as him with it, and he had a sword, and I finished off the last 2 opponents using that person. Then I was transported inside of the brain of a thing that was powering the arena. The arena looked like Zen from Half-Life. And I was running around inside its positronic brain, which was see-through, or the dome keeping the brain was see-through. Just ran around it, and maybe that's why I have not seizures, I mean strange headaches. Maybe that was an allegory for myself, because I keep on getting these strange headaches daily. They feel as if a needle has been inserted into my brain, but there's not really pain, it's just pressure. The pressure that I would feel if you got stabbed in the head. Well, I'll make other videos of time. I don't really think much about, or plan much about how I make these videos. That's it. I'll return sometime and make another one. I'll probably soon, as I'm in a kick of making it. Oh wow, it's been 10 minutes, nearly 11, of me talking. I'm getting a little better at this. Sorry. Well, this is another video that I am now making, and sorry, my voice may sound a little odd, but actually it always sounds odd anyways, but this one is unscripted yet again, and it's been quite a while since I made my last ones. I've just been, preoccupied with other things, other projects, stuff like that, but anyways, do this. This will be my third and most likely final installment of Odd Dreams. In fact, I don't even have much Odd Dreams to share, except there's one, and of course I'll probably remember others when I'm already onto it. I've noticed that there actually has been someone that came to this channel, which I didn't expect. I've sometimes looked over just to see if there's anyone watching these videos. The person goes by a flip of the heel, so yes, I will make more videos for you and anyone else that chooses to watch these. Of course, they're not all gonna be about like odd dreams, stuff like that. More like ideas about other stuff, other topics. But anyways, I'll get right into it. So, first odd dream that I'd like to share, or maybe only if I can't remember another one, but this one is, it began, there's a dream right before it, and for some reason I had a wife, and we were in India. And we had to like collect some sort of crypto stuff to pay for our vacation. And what I did was, I guess I just went around collecting it. I saw Vladimir Putin in a yacht. People were mad at him for some reason, but they never caught up to him, and he just celebrated a victory. And another thing, I didn't see any Indians. I don't remember seeing any Indians, but I know I was in India. For some reason, it's practically like a voice told me that I was in India, though that's very likely. But anyways, then my family was also there. My family was present, and they seemingly funded most of the trip to India. So I kept on going around swimming in pools and stuff. Not swimming in pools, swimming in the ocean to collect the crypto, to pay for it. Anyways, this leads on to the second and much more interesting dream that I had on the same night, much later. This was another one where I'm in Britain, and I may have not, I don't remember if I said anything about the other dream where I was in Britain, but it's kind of similar, not really though. What I was doing was, I guess I was just walking around seeing nature. My family, nobody else was there that I knew. And I went around, I just looked, I was in the forest. And some type of major crisis happened, like, like in Half-Life when there's like resonance cascade, probably something to that level, though I never encountered anything like no aliens or stuff like that, no threats. I did encounter that later on, but I'll explain that. What I did was, eventually while I was walking in the forest, I came across a military base. It was deserted, and I explored it, and I found footage inside of the military base. The footage showed this purple blob. It was inside of a glass test chamber. It kept on expanding and expanding and expanding, and eventually it even broke through the test chamber. And the video ended shortly after that. Now, eventually, inside of this military base, I found the purple blob itself. It was in a shrunken state, which could fit in my hand, how it was originally in the video. Also, the purple blob has a face. It looks a lot like the Incredible Bulk from the bootleg movie. So, I just, it started expanding in my hand, and I wanted to get rid of it, so I quickly went outside, I threw it on the ground, so it would just be left to continue expanding infinitely, possibly even dooming the world if it's some type of Grey Goo scenario, but I didn't really care. Also in the military base, I picked up a handgun, and using the handgun, well, I didn't use the handgun until later, but I just kind of put it in my left pocket. And I continued. I walked out of the military base afterwards, I guess looking for supplies or whatever, and 3 teenage boys came up to me. They were like behind a tree, a thin tree, and they tried harassing me. They had a bow and arrow. They shot it up in the air, and it nearly landed on me. So and before they came up to me and shot up the bow and arrow, I gave them a piercing stare, and I put my hand in my left pocket where the gun was, I guess as a sort of warning to them. They did not catch the warning, so after they fired at me with the bow and arrow, I decided, without a word, to shoot all 3 of them, and they all died, I assume. And I just went about my business, and that's where the dream ended. Now, another dream where I had a gun in Britain, I may have already said it, so I apologize if it's repetitive, but yeah, I think I've already said it, so I won't, like, either in episode 2 or episode 1, it doesn't really matter, but I believe I did talk about it. Though I'm not really gonna check. I do have the recordings here, so I could go and check for it, but I'm what is called lazy when it comes to stuff like this, and eventually I'll add visuals for these videos. It will take quite a while, but I'll eventually do that. Or not, I don't know. Okay, that's it. If you have any suggestions for what I should do for these videos, that would be appreciated. For now, me, August Conscious, will be leaving. I'll upload this tomorrow.